You know, I think to win the U.S. Open is a lot tougher than the other slams because there's so much more to manage, right? The stadium is the biggest stadium ever. The market is huge. The early practices, the night matches.
You have to be very resilient. You can't let a lot of things get to your head. You gotta block out New York City, which is really hard. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of lights.
It takes the ability to shut down the city. You have to shut down the noise, the people, as much as distractions that are being thrown at you.
It's 2 weeks, so you really have to try to play your best tennis. For me as a coach, it's important to get my player peaking at that time for 2 weeks at the US Open.
Well, the build-up to the finals, I believe it's one of the most beautiful journeys you can have as a coach or as a player. Advice is really to just soak it in and enjoy every single moment you have. Try to get the most out of it on your day off, and then try to get the best you can out of yourself on the day you have to perform.
I'm trying to prepare my player before the match really good and to have a plan A and plan B so she can find her way to win the match.
Attention to detail the night before the match, honest conversation prior to the match, and then nonverbal communication during the match is really the key to any great, Grand Slam run and any great professional relationship.
It takes better communication because as a coach, you're not allowed to do the on-court coaching.
Just being there, showing support, and even though you're nervous, you have to keep a calm face and just kind of smile a little bit.
In a Grand Slam, I've been lucky enough to have great synergy with my players. If you're looking at the player and they're looking at you, you all spend enough time together where you should know what each other is thinking.
Communication leading into the Open is most important and give the confidence to the player that they are on their own and they can achieve their goals by themselves.
And then as the progress keeps going and the rounds get deeper, don't let it get to your head. Don't look at too much social media. Don't listen to people. Just stay on track and know what you have to do in order to get one win at a time.
For sure it takes a good draw in the beginning, and then you have to survive the tough matches, and then you have to play at the right time, at the right round. You have to play your best tennis.
I can remember during Sloane's 2017 US Open run, there were probably 2 matches that she could have lost. Was down to match point in the quarterfinals against Sevastova, third set against Sibylkova. I mean, it was not looking good. To make it through 2 weeks, it really takes a tough person mentally.
For sure, it's a great feeling. I mean, the player won it, but me as a coach, I also had a big fist in my hand. I was really happy when she won the US Open, and it's just a great feeling as a coach. You really feel overwhelmed, happy, I would say. We were really happy, and just a lot of good emotions run through the whole body. It's just a great feeling.
The dedication, the discipline, the routines, the passion, and the vision are all rewarded at that moment.
These moments are what we coach for, what we live for, what this profession is about, succeeding on the biggest stages. And it doesn't get much bigger than New York, and I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
I've learned it takes a lot.
From coaching a Grand Slam champion, I have learned how important humility is. I think if you aren't humble enough to know you could lose to anybody, but not confident enough to know that you could also beat anybody, it could be a tough road following a Grand Slam.
I learned that I lost about 5 years of my life, I think, during that experience. It was super stressful, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.